When I watch Sam Darnold, if I was trying to explain what he does so well, the brilliance of Sam Darnold, I don't know if I could put it into words. It's almost like you have to watch what he does. And you played the position. There are certain guys who play the position and have just they're wired differently, and it feels like Darnold is wired differently. What do you see with Darnold that stands out so much?
The thing that stands out to me is he's a flatliner. If you watch him, there's never a moment that's too big for him. And I think if you talk to Bill Polians of the world and anybody who evaluates quarterbacks who are in college and tries to project them and how they'll be able to fit into the NFL, I think sometimes we get caught up in the system that they run or how fast they are or how big an arm they have, or just that they're 6'4", 235 pounds, or whatever it is. We get caught up in sometimes that aspect of it. But at the end of the day, there's two things that matter: your decision making and your accuracy. Those are the two. When the dust settles, those are the two things in any quarterback that you're evaluating. And Sam Darnold is able to, in my opinion, do that as well as any quarterback in the college game. And then you throw in what I think is also important, mental toughness, like an ability to face that 3rd and 8 when you're going to get blitzed, or your team's down by 4 with 3 minutes to go and you get the ball in your hands. You either have that personality to be able to handle that or you don't. And Sam Darnold, from the time he took over last year from Max Brown, the pressure being that USC quarterback, he's just kind of taken it in kind of a ho-hum attitude, playing Stanford this past week. He doesn't really play with a chip on his shoulder. He doesn't really play with a lot of emotion. He just is able to go out and execute that offense. And I think Clay Helton, the head coach, and T. Martin, their offense coordinator, they've kind of found what works for him, where his strengths are. And he's actually a very athletic kid, high school basketball player, one of the best players in his area. And so the reason I say that, because if you watch and you do so much of the NFL stuff, when you watch the great college or great NFL quarterbacks, they're not necessarily running as much, but they have that pocket awareness. They're athletic enough to move around in the pocket, avoid a little bit of a pass rush, move their shoulders, slide in the pocket. He's that guy. And I think he'll be really, really good at the next level. And obviously he's not done in what he's trying to do this year for SC.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.